Citizens of the World podcast with Ricardo and E.
And we're back right before you can miss us. Episode 13, World Citizens. Ricardo on the one.
You know who I want to choose. Your boy Savage. Got some damn hair in my drink.
Sauvage.
My bad, go ahead.
So that's how we're going to start the episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
My bad, I was taking a sip.
So here we are, episode 13. Episode 12 dropped on all the platforms that we are now on. Apple Podcasts, YouTube as usual, Google Podcasts, and Spotify.
Speaking of the Spotify, just in case this episode drops before I get that problem solved, I am working on the Spotify.
Spotify, stop fucking with us
right now. But I gotta
stop hating.
I know, man. Why y'all hating?
Let it ride.
Let that shit rock, man.
So, other than that, man, how's life?
Life is good, man. Life is, you know me. I'm not one to make a bunch of complaints about shit. Take it how it comes and
still
keep going with it, man.
For me,
I do got some bad news for you, though.
What?
Well, for us,
Send it.
the world citizens, for us. Well, it doesn't look like I'll be able to come to Greece. Not right now. Yeah, you know, we got the whole accreditation team here. As the ambassador wants to have his fucking party on the 4th, so the next 3 weeks.
Look at your boy, the ambassador. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm not as important as the ambassador.
Yeah.
You're not.
Well, I mean, I definitely like you a whole lot more than him, but I don't even know. I can't. I could walk past him 17 times and not point him out to you. But don't get jealous. You know you're the only man.
Butter me up. All right. From Popeyes.
Like a hot biscuit, baby.
No water. Gets stuck in your throat. Yummy, baby.
All
right, man. Let's get into it, bro. So, again, we were talking about this at the job. Like, this is where I'm gonna let the world citizens just know. This show right here is just a snippet of lives. We talk big shit. Like, he just said you gonna hang out with the ambassador for Independence Day and all this other bullshit. Most of the time at work, I'm giving people scenarios. What would you do? Right?
So why are we all? Wait a minute. Why are we always on the same brain path, the same wavelengths?
Because we're world citizens, brother. All right. That's why they're listening. So let me get into it. I don't know if you've been following the news as of late. Mitch McConnell, Republican majority leader, senator out of Kentucky, piece of shit. They were asking him, what does he think about reparations? That's like a big thing for the presidential candidates. What are they going to do for reparations? 40 acres and a mule. And I also, hear me out now. I also don't think it's a good idea either. Why?
I'm listening.
I only think it's a bad idea because how can you prove people's ancestry? What do I mean by that? Barack Obama is cousins.
Ancestry.com, bro.
No, come on, bro. Look, Barack Obama is cousins with Dick Cheney and Brad Pitt. Like, so many times removed. It ain't like they're direct cousins, but so many times removed. So there's people amongst us today. Like, for example, I don't know if y'all ever watched The Office, but Quincy Jones' daughter was on The Office. She played, hold on, what's her name? But anyway, the point is, old girl looks like she's Italian, but she black. But just looking at her, you wouldn't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, if they're going to give people reparations, how are they going to, her name's Rashida Jones. Yeah, how are they going to prove it? How are you going to prove it? Like, just looking at you, okay, you're black. All right, that's fine. But someone that hasn't been quote unquote black since, the 1860s or the early 1900s, 2-3 generations, their mama went white, the daddy went white, and then they kept marrying white, were they not eligible for reparations? What is your take?
I feel like if you have any bloodline tracing back to it, you get it.
So are we going to just check everybody's bloodline?
I mean, how else would they do it? How else would you handle reparations? Because it's never been reparations for like a certain race.
For blacks.
Has it?
Yes, there is. Yes. Native Americans, Native Americans. All the Indian reservations, that's reparations, brother. We took your fucking land. You can have this now, and we'll leave you alone. That's reparations. The Japanese Americans for the World War II, they incarcerated a bunch of them in Utah. They gave them a fat check not too long ago. Who else? Dude, there's reparations. Israel, they got a whole country. The Jews got a whole country off reparations. So don't give me nobody's gotten reparations before. My thing is, how are they going to prove it? Like me, I already tell you straight up right now, I would bow out. I don't want it. I'm not eligible, right? And this is all in honor of Juneteenth. Big ups to all my African American brothers out there. That's y'all history. Y'all got out of slavery. The emancipation, the proclamation? How's it go?
Emancipation
I'm fucking up. Thank you. I just got into this role. You know how I get when I get excited.
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
Yeah. So, but the point is, me being first generation American, I would not be eligible for reparations, and all my lineage behind me, my kids, wouldn't be eligible because my lineage, we were not slaves in America at the time. We were slaves in Haiti at the time. So. But that's what I'm saying. The water gets murky because niggas like me would be like, I'm black and I'm American and I want my fucking check.
Exactly. Because it doesn't matter if you are Haitian, African, or what have you. If you have our skin color in America, you get treated just like everybody else, like us. So I feel you on that one. If you are African American, Haitian American, doesn't matter,
Jamaican,
Caribbean American,
whatever.
If
Brazilian.
you are of darker skin, brown, black, tan, what have you, you're gonna get treated just like all the niggas. You are classified with the rest of the niggas. Yeah. If you get treated like us, you get paid like us.
So that's
I can't even say us because I'm damn near fucking half white.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like we were having this big thing because people were just like, "Oh, we're gonna have to prove it." Because some people they can trace their shit. Some people good like that, they're nice like that, they can trace it. And some people with all these secret babies, people don't know who their daddies are. Then someone came up.
My mama don't know who her daddy is.
People were saying, "Well, why don't we just go on the birth certificate?" I know a guy right now who raised he's not a child no more, but he raised a child knowing damn well it wasn't his baby, and the lady put his name on the birth certificate, and he knows damn well that wasn't his kid. It was literally impossible, unless he's God and she's Mary.
Yeah. So, in other words, like if that was to come down to it, there would be either no perfect way to prove who gets it, so then you just have to give it to everybody.
Yeah,
that's close enough to get it, or you would take years and years and years of finding a way, or you found a way, but it's going to take you all these years to decipher through. It's not just going to be a quick, easy step.
I don't know. It's definitely something that we was debating. It's in the news right now. I'd like to hear what the world citizens got to say about it. Drop a comment.
Look, what would they give us? Like, what?
40 acres and a mule.
To the African
40 acres and a fucking mule, bro. Whatever today's equivalent to that. So a fucking fat ass crib in Miami and a Porsche. The fuck?
I doubt they're going to be handing out fucking mansions.
Bro, 40 acres? Do you know how much land it is? Hell yeah, that's a whole lot of land.
That's a lot.
And they be like, "Where you from?" Miami. I'm from Miami, and we don't ride mules. So since it's not a horse, it can't be a Ferrari. Give me a Porsche. They call it even, Steven.
Is it even space in Miami for them to
That's what I'm
sell
saying.
or
Just give me the
40
cash.
acres
Give me the
away.
cash. Give me the house. Just give me the fucking mansion, man. Just give it to me. And then the mule, I don't no need for no damn mule. Give me a Porsche, and that's it. It's called even Steven.
So if they did do this and they came to you and was like, we're gonna give you this, but you get to choose
Cash.
what you want. What are you choosing?
Cash.
Straight cash.
Or I don't know. I would have to see what the cash payout is. If it's in the millions, ooh. But if they're like, yo, we're gonna give you 40 acres in the middle of Montana or Wyoming or some shit, you know what I mean? I gotta see what my financial situation is because I might say fuck it and hold on to them 40 acres in Montana. So once like the rest of the United States is all filled up and they're just like, yo, Montana's primo location. I'm like, aha, I got you niggas. I got it early. I got it early. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take the cash payout back in 2019, dude. I've been waiting 2059. Where's my fucking money now? You know? What would you do?
I don't know. I've been over there. I don't want shit
What would
to
you
do
do
with none of the Midwest.
40 acres and a mule. What you
I don't
doing?
want no land. I'm
taking the cash.
I'm taking the money off rip. Whatever it is, whatever the equivalent
Just like a nigga
amount
would.
is, I'm taking that. What do you want? Like, look. So you'd rather take some 40 acre of land in Montana?
Dude, not in 2019.
Ain't nobody going to Montana.
Not in okay. Let me go back.
Name me one thing in
land.
Montana.
Look, let me tell you
one thing in Montana.
Let me go back. Let me go back. Back in the fucking early 30s, right? South Florida, listen. South Florida was like below Tampa or some shit, was like nearly impossible. Orlando was nearly impossible to live with fucking West Nile disease, mosquitoes up your ass, fucking snakes and gators and shit. Do you know what made South Florida even possible? Air conditioning, brother. Air conditioning.
What?
That's what made South Florida even like possible for people to be where it's at right now. And now I can't even move the fuck back home. That's how fucking expensive South Florida is. So that's what Montana, who knows what Montana going to be 40, 50 years from now, 60 years from now. Wyoming and Montana might be popping. Who knows? Because the way they say global warming is, Miami might not even exist no more. You get what I'm saying? So then people be like, man, fuck this beachfront shit. We're going to get flooded out. Let's go to Montana. Ain't shit going on up there. That's it. And I'll be sitting on my fucking porch with my mule tied up front and my shotgun on my damn lap and my rocking chair. I'm like, whoa, sonny. I've been sitting here for the last 40 fucking years. Y'all ain't gonna just be coming up on my land.
Yeah, right.
Bullshit.
They will walk on your land,
because they ain't taking away my guns
back from you.
Second,
like,
you understand?
America.
Oh man. So that's one topic that we covered, and then we had another scenario that I thought was extremely interesting. I wanted to bring up for the show was I don't know. This is definitely the World Citizens is like the fucking marriage show now. Like we go on these little kicks. We went on like R. Kelly and fucking Jesse Smollett and sports for a while. Now we're doing fucking marriage, people. So, but no, but no, it's not marriage per se.
Why are we talking
it's
about
divorce,
marriage again?
actually?
Who did what or who said what?
I just want to hear your opinion, and I'm gonna give you mine after.
Okay.
No. On this scenario that I'm about to give you.
My opinion on divorce.
So the scenario was
Oh, okay. Drop it.
Is that a good scenario? Yeah, okay. All right. I got one more scenario after this. So this scenario is a man and woman, they've been married a couple years, maybe 5 years or something. They have a son, 5-year-old son, 4-year-old son after marriage. It didn't work out. They divorced. Right? Didn't work out. And my man is dating. My man is dating. He's out here doing his thing. But the ex-wife is not appreciative of his lifestyle. He's bringing all these women around. The boy, they're not doing anything crazy nasty or nothing, but he's saying this is auntie so and so and auntie so and so. How do you feel about him exposing all these women around the child at 4 or 5 years old, and he's not serious with any of them?
I wouldn't be for that. If you're not going to be serious about them, and then, you just got out of your marriage, now you're trying to live that free life, I feel you on that. Do your thing, have fun, but yeah, not when it's your weekend for the son. If you got your son over there, you got to hang the player jersey up for the weekend, put the dad jersey back on, because it's not a good look. Also sends the wrong message to your son. Now he's going to grow up. He's going to try to be like you. Now we got another play out in the streets, breaking all these hearts and just fucking girls over. So I don't feel that is appropriate. I'm with the wife on that one. Now, if you found your little shorty and you serious about her, then yeah, maybe your son can meet her a few months down the road after y'all been dealing with each other. But no fresh relationships, and especially no jump offs coming around the kid or coming over to the house when the kid is there. It's just that's just not appropriate for real.
Okay. I'm glad you shared your opinion.
That's my opinion.
I'm really happy.
It's actually facts, but we'll keep it as my
because I have to play devil's advocate. I am absolutely on my man's side, 100% on my man's side. I know. Okay, and let me explain why. I knew you were going to take that side and say that the child was going to mirror the father's behavior.
Okay, go ahead.
I knew you were going to say that this free lifestyle, you can't be exposing the child to it and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Of course.
I take my life as an example. My mother, I had a stepfather since I was 6 years old. And he's I'm about to be 30, and I still call the man dad. He's in my life as we speak. From time to time, I give him a call. I don't talk to the man every day, but I still call him for fatherly advice. I know the man ain't my daddy. And he's the only man that my mother has ever brought around me and my brothers. He's my youngest brother's daddy, but my other brother, man, we ain't never seen no other man around my mama. My daddy, my real dad, my biological father, he had an old lady, but it's like he never said it was his old lady. It just was understood it was his old lady. And he never opened his mouth and ever acknowledged that. Right? So I'm not used to having all these people like in it, right? My mama and my daddy, I see my daddy drunk once in my life. Once. I seen my stepdaddy drunk once in my life. Not one of them smoked cigarettes. Not one of them smoked weed. Never seen cocaine. Never seen nothing crazy in the house. Right? So let me ask you, what the hell was 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old Rich, 21-year-old Rich doing? Why was he doing those things if he never saw it in his face? At 6 years old? At 5 years old? So then,
because Rich was hanging out with people who put it in his face.
But let's get back to the child.
No.
My mother,
the people you met
and my
at
father,
16, 17, 18, 19 when you was doing that crazy
great
shit.
Examples.
You was hanging out with people who put you onto that shit. Okay. Oh, listen. I see where you're going with that.
Anything.
I knew this. I see why you waiting and wanted my opinion first. I see what you're doing now. Your little twisted fucking head. I see it. Just because I said that the son would pick up on things like that doesn't mean that he will. All right? Because just like you, my daddy ain't doing none of that shit neither. By the time I was old enough to remember the shit that was going on, my daddy didn't drink, my daddy ain't smoke, he damn sure ain't bring no girls around the house. But look at me, it was because of the different generations and what we saw going on when we was coming up. Like once we started making our own decisions and picking the people we hung out with, this is when we pick up the shit.
You're making my point for me.
This is why we did that shit, but we hid it from those parents because
You're
we
making
knew
my
they
point
put a
for
whole
me.
foot
Look,
knives that they saw us
there was
caught us
something I
doing
just
this
read.
shit.
I just read it. Two
So
brothers
no,
raised by the
this
same mama, same daddy, come up in a house.
Dios
Daddy was a
mío.
huge alcoholic, right? And the one brother is an alcoholic and the other brother isn't an alcoholic. That's the one brother who's the alcoholic. Why are you an alcoholic? Because he said, I used to see my daddy drink all the fucking time. Then they asked the other brother, why are you not an alcoholic? Because I used to see my daddy drink all the time. So what are we talking about here?
Exactly. It doesn't like it's not it. It's you. Like it depends on how it affects you. That kid, like, okay, go back to the scenario. That man is bringing around a chick every time his son is around. He got new chicks every day. His son sees that. However, his son like takes that in is how he's going to put it back out. If his son sees it as a bad thing or it's negative or it's making him feel in a messed up way, then he's gonna go the opposite way. But if he sees it and he's like, because listen, we grew up, me and my brothers and sisters, we grew up, and my mother did a lot of drugs, and she wasn't around. This is why to this day I haven't done drugs because I've seen how drugs can fuck shit up. So I don't touch drugs at all. I can be anywhere in the world, I would never do it for anybody. Not gonna happen. My daddy never drank in front of me. To this day, I drink like a fucking fish in the water.
Your opinion.
It all depends on how that child receives
neither's wrong, neither's right.
the things around him.
It's all on the individual because that child could learn
what can happen if he received it.
Learn to just detest that behavior because his mama could be doing bad and his mama said, your daddy out here doing X, Y, and Z, and then he just wants one woman and he wants to raise his family and be there for his children, unlike his daddy was, and be with only one woman, or that daddy gene could be strong in him and he's gonna be breaking hearts early. But that's the two scenarios that we were discussing at work, and I had to bring them on for the world citizens because I wanted to hear y'all opinion. What you got for me?
All right. Since we were talking about, our younger selves, I got a question. I saw this pretty good question online, and it says, the 16-year-old version of you just moved in and is now your new roommate. What's the first thing y'all would fight about?
16-year-old me moves in. First thing we'd fight about. It would probably be something to the effect of, you better not be dirty in this fucking house. Because I know exactly how nasty you are. Not up in there. Not up in here.
Yeah. Now, just for the fact of it is, 16-year-old you is your roommate. He's not your son. He's not.
But he's still 16. He's still 16. He can get these hands.
A roommate.
He can get these hands.
So now you out here beating up 16-year-olds?
16-year-old me. What they gotta do? What, gonna assault me? What you gotta do? Is he still me or is he a 16-year-old?
It doesn't say. Either or. It just says 16-year-old
me. First thing I'd say is none of that nasty shit, man. You ain't at your mama's house.
No.
All of it.
What are we talking about nasty?
All of it. Every nasty thing you could possibly think of. Don't be throwing your football gear all over the fucking place. Don't be not picking up after yourself because your mama ain't around. And are we still like in 2005, 2006 technology, or we're up to 2019?
No, it's right now.
Oh, man.
Your 16-year-old version of you
is going to be
just moved in with
because
you.
He doesn't have to download shit off of LimeWire no more. He could stream that shit on fucking X videos and shit. He come out bone dry.
He's never come out of his room.
Looking like a fucking raisin. Just water. Let me give you a story. So my mom had bought us a computer. So it was like to be shared between the three of us. And me being the eldest, of course, I run the show on the computer, right? So, yeah, so we download LimeWire. My mama had DSL in the house, and DSL was fucking everything after you had dial-up. So my mama had DSL in the house, and I would go crazy. At first, you have good intentions. I downloaded like albums, you know what I'm saying, like music and shit. And I had an iPod. So my iPod was just thick. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So then I started downloading music videos after a little bit on top of the music and movies and stuff. Then we got into the porn. So then I'm downloading porn onto the computer, and the computer's catching mad viruses and fucking all types of crazy shit. The shit ain't working. It's slow.
Yo, son, back in the 2000s when LimeWire was popping, son, I think every teenage boy became a super computer technician. Son, because when you caught that blue screen off them fucking weird ass pornos you downloaded, you caught that blue screen, boy, you had 3 hours to fix that computer before your folks came home.
That's it. And then my youngest brother Bradley was the hugest snitch ever. So he was like 6. And he'd be like, "Ma, Rich broke the computer. We're looking at girl stuff." Right? He'd say shit like that. And back then I didn't have a PSP. So back then, nigga, you want to watch that shit? You watch that shit right on that screen in the family room, right? Right? So anyway, my stupid ass, I think I'm slick. So you remember the start button? So you'd hit the start button. The recent shit that happened will be like on there. Like all the Windows Media shit will be on there or whatever. And it'd be like fucking Latina takes it up the ass and fucking double chocolate penetration and fucking white cheerleader can't get enough BBC and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So then I would start like renaming the pornos because I'm like, dude, I'm getting like I would call it like flying balloons, magic tigers, and shit like that. So, but this is like in the beginning. This is in the beginning, right? So then after a while, I started getting like lazy because my mom would never check the damn computer, and I had my own little profile or whatever. So like so my younger brothers couldn't like get on my profile where all the porn was, and it's all like password locked and everything like that.
Yeah.
So then my mom one day, I'm on the computer bullshitting, not doing nothing, no porn on this one, but I'm bullshitting on the computer, and then my mom comes over and she's like, "Rich, scoot over. I need to look something up real quick." And I'm scared. Because it's our computer, but it's really like my mom's computer. So I can't be like, "Yo, Ma, stay on Internet Explorer only." Or let me type it up for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that shit to her.
Oh.
So anyway, my mom is like doing her thing and I leave and I think I'm in my room or something like that. And I think like an hour will go by or something. And my mom's like, "Richard, get your ass over here." So then I come over and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I look over and this shit goes like MILF performs oral sex on teen or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it was like super, like it wasn't like like it wasn't like porno shit. It was like technical shit, So my mom's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And I think I deleted that shit. So my mom kept clicking on it and it kept saying like file not found or something like that. The point is no video came up. So, so that's and my mom was like, "What the fuck is this?" And you know what I told my mom? What? I told my mom, I said, "Oh, it's a rap song."
Oh my! Did your Haitian mama buy that shit?
Hell
Did
no!
she buy that shit from you?
No, she didn't buy it, but you can't disprove the shit because the shit ain't loaded. And she's like, let me tell you something. You know, I got other little boys doing that, playing on this computer. Don't be fucking looking up that nasty shit on the computer. I said, Mom, it's not. Like, now I'm start arguing with her. I said, it's a rap song.
Right, you gotta stick to your story. You gotta stick to your story, dog. It's not what you think it is. I swear. It's 50
Yeah, it's
Cent.
50 Cent or some shit. I don't know who I said. And I'm like, oh my God, do you want me to?
The rapper's name is Elf.
Oh man, that's what you just took me back to, man. That's what 16-year-old Rich would be up to. 16-year-old Rich with streaming and cell phones. Shit.
Oh my God.
You know.
Yeah. 16-year-old me would either be locked in his room or not in the house. I probably would never see 16-year-old me in the house.
You'd just be out and about.
Like I'd probably be parking I'd be walking out of the house, getting in my car, and he'd be walking in. I'm like, yo, where you been? And he'd be like, at the park.
Doing what?
I'd never see him. Nigga, I was never in the house.
But what were you doing?
16 years old? Whatever I wanted. I told you, dog, my daddy was a hardworking man, all right? He worked all day, every day. And if he wasn't working, he was sleeping to go to work because he was a single father and he was raising 4 kids, 4 badass kids, too. My daddy wasn't there enough to catch me doing shit.
Man.
So my daddy was either sleeping, getting ready for work, which means I don't want to be in the house while he's asleep. Because if I wake him up, that's trouble.
Sure. I know that.
My ass. So I'm outside doing whatever I want. And I'm probably not going to come back in the house until after 9 o'clock when he's already gone to work for the night. He's not coming home till 6 in the morning. Sometimes I'd see him before I go to school if he's still up, like eating breakfast or something. But other than that, he was asleep or at work. 16-year-old me was either locked in his room or outside doing some reckless shit.
Yeah.
I would have never seen me.
So it would have been great because you wouldn't have a roommate. But would you pay rent as a roommate at 16? Would you pay the rent as a roommate at 16?
Now you're just going too deep into the question.
I have to know these things. I have to know all these things because you can't just be walking up in here. I'm a grown ass man. I gotta know who the hell's coming up in this house, man.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so since we was talking about porn, let me ask you this. Have you or any of the brothers that you actually grew up with ever got caught masturbating by anyone?
No.
By one of the other brothers or any other parents?
You know what? I think I'm gonna take that back. Yes. I was like 4 though.
You was what?
I was like 4. So I got caught like early in life to never get caught again. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
man.
when you're little and you're doing shit, right? And you're like, holy shit, this shit feels good, you know?
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on? And I was like 4. I remember this. I was like 4, and then my mama caught me. And my mama was like, yeah. And my mom was like, screaming and shit. And then she brought me like to my dad, and she was like, you need to talk to him. And then he was like, what the hell's going on? What the hell he's freaking out for? And like, I caught him touching himself. And he starts like, you could tell he's like trying to keep it serious with her, but you could tell like he's like wants to laugh. Like I could tell, like even at 4, I knew I was in trouble with my mom, but I see my dad not as mad. And then he's like, son, why are you? But son, he's like, son, why are you doing that? And then my stupid ass at 4, not knowing, any better, I remember saying something to the effect of, I felt there was something inside that I needed to get out. That's what I said. I swear, bro. I swear.
What the fuck, son? Oh my God. Let me tell you right now, if I was any type of adult figure and a 4-year-old told me that shit, I would probably have to leave the house for a couple of hours because I'm laughing at that for a long time.
I remember my father's face. I remember that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yes, I got caught. I don't remember. I remember my other brother Randall, he got caught watching porn in the living room. He was like 16 or 15 or something like that, and he got caught watching. You remember those like Japanese porns? There's this one Japanese porn where they're like news reporters. They're news reporters, and they're giving the news. Like it looks professional. Like they got the green screen behind them. And today in Tokyo, blah blah blah. You know, they're saying this in Japanese. So I'm only guessing what the fuck they're saying. But while this lady's giving the fucking news, some guy comes out of nowhere, and you don't really see his like the top of his face, like his head. All you really see is like shoulders down. He just comes in the frame, comes in the screen, and starts like jerking off her face. He starts like jerking off in her face, starts taking her boobs out and shit, like playing with her pussy. And she's like trying to keep a straight face, reading the fucking news. Before you know it, she's like bent over the desk and he's like smashing her while she's like reading the news and trying to keep it. Yes, like that's the whole like bit, right? And and then my mom came in on him and she's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And it was
I don't know, Mom. Watching the news and this shit happened. I don't know. We gotta get ready to what to talk about.
I don't know what he said, but I remember my mom was the one that told me because I wasn't even home. My mom was like, "Do you know what I caught your brother doing?" Yeah, so I was, oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing because I know exactly what porn she's talking about. So it was funny. It was pretty.
Oh my God!
As far as Bradley, I never heard anything stories about Bradley, but yes. So your turn.
No. Well, there was 3 boys and 1 girl.
Here we go.
So let's just say it was a lot of masturbating going on between the boys. I don't even want to think about what my sister was doing because I don't want to know. That's not even a thought in my head. But it was me and my 3 brothers. You know, we all grew up together, and like I said, Daddy was a hardworking man. Daddy ain't catch nobody doing nothing. I don't know if he probably found some of my older brothers like paraphernalia around the house or something, but I know he didn't personally catch any of us in the act. But I know if I found our older brother's paraphernalia, I know my daddy knew where it was. But my daddy probably wasn't looking for that. So me, I've never been caught in the act or going into the act or leaving from the act. Never been caught. I'm like a fucking stealth ninja when it comes to masturbation.
You never seen a cat shit before?
Hey, you'll never see it, buddy. But I'm not going to disclose which brother got caught in which way. But I will tell you, they both got caught. At least once from my knowing. One of my brothers got caught because it was a lot of us at the house one day. And one of my brothers like steps off. It's like, it's nothing going on. It's just like a bunch of the homies chilling and shit. We always had people in our house. So we all chilling, we all downstairs. And brother A, he goes off into a room and he does this thing. He's gone for a while. And I'm like, yo, where the fuck is so-and-so? So I go upstairs to the room. The door's locked. I'm knocking, but nobody's answering. And I don't hear anything. So, you know, I know how to get into all the rooms in the house. So I pick the lock and open the door. And brother A is passed out, butt naked, half on the bed, half on the floor, porno still going on the TV, dick in hand, knocked the fuck out. I'm talking about full-blown sleep, snoring and all. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I called everybody upstairs. I was like, yo, come look at this nigga, dog. Look at him, son. We laughed our ass off, though. When he woke up and seen 5 of us standing around him laughing, oh, it was funny. And then...
How old was the brother?
Can't say. Because then that gives up what brother was. But brother B, I can't remember if he was in his room or in my sister's room. So I remember at one point in time, my sister was the only one who had the TV with the DVD player on it, or with the only DVD player that worked. Because I know I went in there a few times. He was in, I don't know, I can't remember which room he was in, but I just remember he got caught by my sister, and they both were just like traumatized. Well, my sister was traumatized. The brother didn't care. He was just like, And he told me, he was like, yeah, I just, once she closed the door, I just finished. I was like, oh, come on, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Once I like catch eye contact with my female sibling with my dick in my hand, that's you just
Come
killed
on, bro.
all blood flow. The blood has gone somewhere else. Dick no longer
The
hard.
show has gotten weird, dude. The show has gotten
I told you it was gonna get weird. I asked you if you want weird or super weird, and now we're here.
We're super weird. We are definitely a super weird, dude.
Yeah, but there was this one time where when
Keep going.
just listen, Linda. So at one point in time, I had to live with my godmother, and I was living with her, and she was with her husband. She had 2 kids, and it was me. She had 2 babies, though, 2 young kids, my 2 little god siblings, and her husband's like friend or cousin or something like that, just a very close family friend, like lived in the basement. So I remember one day, you remember the movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite movies. And her husband's so-and-so, whoever he was, I don't remember who he was, but he had that DVD in his room. And his room also didn't have a door, so I just walk in and take the movie out. So I remember I went in, got the movie, and I went and watched it, and I forgot to like put it back in his room. So when he comes home, he notices his DVD is like not in the room. So he comes home and he starts making a fuss, and he goes and tells my godmom, and he was like, "Yeah, he took a movie out of my room." And she was like, "What movie did he take?" He was like, "Hose." And she hears hose, like HOES, hose. So she thinks that I was just downstairs fapping it out. So like I'm getting in trouble, and she does. I guess she like my godmom was very like level headed. She didn't really like spaz out like that.
Mm.
So I guess she understood. Like I'm a teenage boy. I was in like the 8th grade. She was like, "All right, I'm not about to go down to him and beat the shit out of him and lose it over it, but I got to do something." So she like grabs a comb and like hits my hand with it a few times and shit. I'm just like, "Why are you doing this?" And she was like, "You can't be doing that in the house." I was like, "Doing what?" She was like, "Don't touch yourself in the house. I got kids in here. Let me watch a porn in here." I was like, "What? Porn? I wasn't watching porn. It was Shia LaBeouf." And then the dude, he was like, "Oh, no. It wasn't that kind of hose. It was the movie Holes." And he had to show her the case, and she was like, "Oh, God damn it." She was like, "Boy, stop touching his stuff." I was like, "All right, man. Fuck. Getting in trouble for nothing in here." Exactly. But still, to this day, I've never been caught touching myself without letting you, without wanting you to catch me or see me. You'll never see me.
Catch shit.
Fucking ninja.
Fucking cat. Well, citizens, as y'all can see, I'm the host that keeps the show on its rails in the right direction. Whenever I give the baton to E, you see where the show goes. It gets weird. I thought I was weird. It gets weird. It gets weird. I'm talking about reparations. I'm talking about reparations. I'm talking about what else?
Weird shit here.
Raising children. Right? We talked about touching yourself and porn.
Bunch of bullshit. Anybody trying to hear that shit? People want to hear the good shit.
He's a lie. Like, you don't believe it, you're not buying it?
Everybody touches themselves. If a man tells you he ain't never touched himself,
so you're saying
goddamn lie.
There's no man on earth that's never done it.
I don't believe it one bit.
Well, I don't know one either. Well, what I'm asking you is, do you think there's people that have never done it? Or they did it once or twice and they don't like it, and then they can go the rest of their lives. Well, there's asexual. Okay, so there's a guy I work with.
What do you mean you don't like
There's a guy I work with here. You know him.
You're busting a nut. Like, why would you like busting a nut?
He was telling me that he stays on these dumbass dating websites, and he loves like looking for like Filipino women and Thai women and stuff. And I told him, dude, that does no good for you here in Greece. why don't you just put your
Right.
geolocation like within 50 miles, right? Because obviously distance is not an issue for you. So put it within 50 fucking miles and, you know what I'm saying? Get something locally because these women halfway across the world ain't gonna do nothing for you. So he finds this Greek woman who's maybe an hour drive from here, so 50, 60 miles from here. And
No.
she has like her own place and he was gonna make the weekend with her. Then he goes, Rich, what do you think about this? She says that she doesn't like sex. And I'm like, what does that mean? And that's what I asked her. You know, he asked her that, you know, was she assaulted? She said no. Did you have a bad experience with someone before or something? She said no. Are you gay? She's like, no, I'm not attracted to women at all. I'm attracted to men. I just don't like having sex with them. And I said, well, you know, personally, I told him that doesn't sound like I'm taking an hour trip for that. we can do exactly what we were going to do there right here. Exactly, right? But
Exactly.
yeah, but you know, there are people like that their sex is not priority number one. Companionship.
I'll talk to you on the cellular device right here. The fuck? I'll see you on FaceTime.
It used to be on the list, huh?
I mean, they don't got to be priority number one, but at least need to be, you know,
Just
on
to
the list.
get that out of you. Get that out
Fuck
of
with
you,
it.
huh?
What kind of companionship are you gonna have? Like, you're gonna have to find another motherfucker just, you know, ain't in the sex ever. No, because like if you're that kind of person, what kind of you're not, like she's never gonna find a man that's gonna want to like have a long term relationship or a marriage with her if he ain't never gonna get no cutty. She gonna have to find another dude that has the same ideas of her or ain't got no penis at all. Because I don't know any.
There's someone else I work with.
Mhm.
She doesn't like men under the age of like 70, bro.
Under the age of
And I
sex.
asked her
How old is she?
why. And yeah, she's like in her
So
40s.
she what?
Maybe like yeah, if you graduated in, let's say you graduated in 93, 18 years from 93 to today, that's 20, what, 4 years old, 24, 25 years. So yeah, so add 18, yeah, she's like in her 40s. 30, like 42, 43 years old, something like that. She doesn't like men under 70 because of exactly that. The fact that men need cuddy and that affection and they're always looking and stuff. Once men, you know, hit 70, 75 years old, not saying that they're dead, but they'll just deal with what they got at home. That's what she likes.
Uh,
I told her that sounds like you just waiting for love
yeah,
in life.
that's what I was thinking.
But
She looking for that
you
bag.
wanna,
she ain't worried about him going
but if
nowhere.
you
She
want
worried
to,
about him dying. Hurry up and die. Motherfucker's 88 years old and you in there trying to give him a heart attack, trying to ride on top of him. You're gonna break that man's hip, girl.
like skipping his damn cholesterol pills and all that shit. Yeah, man, that's what she was telling me, man. I was like, what? And we were talking about that. We were talking about how I'm not trying to hijack the show and make this because we've covered this before, but we're talking about how, you know, is one woman enough for a man? Is monogamy real? And she cut it off right then and there and said that's why she doesn't even like she's not interested in men under 70 years old. Straight up. And she said she's always been like that. She's always been attracted to older men. So apparently, as she gotten older, I guess the men get older too.
Yeah, as she gets older, the age goes up. I
Yeah,
hate to
that
see
kind
if
of
she's
thing.
still
You know?
looking for a man when she's 70, because sheesh, ain't gonna be nobody left.
7-year-old man.
Ain't gonna be nobody left, baby.
Yeah, so that's what that was, man. Yeah, so there's people out there, man. They're weird. I'm not gonna call them weird because what's normal anyway,
Yeah,
right?
everybody
But
has their own
I'm not
thing,
gonna
you
call
know.
them weird. Yeah,
Just because it's
everybody's
weird
got a
to
thing,
you
right?
don't
That's
mean it's weird to everybody.
yeah, because we're all world citizens, man. You know, that's what makes the world go round.
We're
Different
all
strokes for different
humans, man.
folks.
Whatever makes you happy, do it. Nobody care what somebody else
But
thinks.
I'll be damned if you think we're gonna do a lifetime together
No sex? Like, nah. I like masturbation sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah, nah. Then what the hell are you here for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Companionship. I get a fucking puppy.
I ain't gonna fuck him.
Right. Shit. I mean, shit, for some people, that puppy might do some shit for you.
Oh my God! You see, there we go.
There's some weirdos, who be letting
some peanut butter,
make the peanut butter off,
some peanut butter.
That ain't my thing, but you fuck around
and that's also
and get some cutty, you're gonna be catching him with
that's also illegal.
Yes,
in most places.
It's legal. It's illegal.
You seen that that snippet video? I never saw it in context where it was that white girl where she's like, that's all I saw was that little clip where she was like, I fuck dogs. And it's legal here. It's legal here. So if you don't got a problem with it, I don't give a fuck. You never seen that shit? I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. No, that's all she says. Like, it's like a live feed. And she's like, just say that. Like, I don't know where she's from. It looked like, don't take offense, it looked like somewhere like Ohio.
She's from Montana.
West Virginia.
She gonna be a neighbor next to your 40 acres. She gonna be out there fucking your mule.
She's gonna be far, far away because I'm 40 acres away.
She gonna be on your front step with your mule.
Do you know how big 40 acres is? Let me see how much 40 acres is in miles, bro.
It doesn't matter. She would walk all 40 of those just to get to your mule.
Come on, man. Cut that out. It's weird. Oh, my goodness. So if you took 40 acres, and 40 acres is not even a mile. No kidding. I thought it was more than that. You would need 640 acres to get 1 square mile. I lived on an acre of land before in Palm Beach. Or was it half an acre? Mm-hmm. Either way, that was a big ass fucking lawn, man. 40 acres is huge, bro.
Damn.
Because an acre, so there it is. An acre is about the same size as a football field.
1 acre is a football field?
It's about.
That's big enough.
So 40 football fields.
Jeez Louise.
That's a lot of land, ain't it?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He said, hell yeah.
Nigga, I can do a lot with 1 football field. You gonna give me 40 in a moment?
40, dog. All yours. In Primo, Montana.
I'm gonna get every fucking person I know that know how to hammer a nail. We're gonna start building some shit.
You'd build on it? I wouldn't build on it.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't build on it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit. I'm just gonna let it sit.
Yeah,
no, I'm gonna build on it.
Why? Build what?
Take that 40 acres. I'm gonna turn it into money. Whatever. Come on, dog. We've talked about things before. You know I have.
But you're in Montana.
Oodles and oodles. It doesn't matter.
Nobody gonna come see that shit. The fuck?
There's people in Montana.
40 acres away.
And actually, you said you'd be in Montana. I'm not going to Montana.
What if that's where the land is?
Well, I guess I'm going to Montana.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Well, that's right. No, that's right. That's right. You said you're going to take the check.
No, I mean, yeah, in that situation, yeah, I'm taking the check.
That's right.
But if I had 40 acres, I'm not just going to sit on it and try to wait years and years and hope somebody wants to come buy it. No, I'm going to develop all 40 of those acres myself.
Big Gun Dog, I want that Lil Nas X. What's it? How that shit go?
Don't put him on our.
Yeah, no, we're riding out to him. I got the horses in the bag. Moving to Montana, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know the words. That's what
exactly.
That's what I want to ride out with, man. So, Big Savage, and you were a savage on this episode. Goddamn. You got anything else for the people?
No, man. I love y'all. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep supporting.
All right. That's it. So we got it on what are they? Spotify. Soon?
Yeah, I got to work on that. I'm working on that
Google
right now.
Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram page is popping. What else we got? We got one more. Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
When we gonna get on something?
Apple.
That's all, folks. We out.